What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Override Podcast, a video game podcast on the internet that does not care about your save files. Override them, get rid of them, one save, all the way through. We know games don't fuck up. So,
Never.
You're
Looking
safe.
at you, Cyberpunk.
I'm TV's Gage Edwards, and when I'm not winning $150 on the Super Bowl because of Patrick Mahomes not throwing touchdowns and Tom Brady throwing a lot of touchdowns, I'm here doing this podcast.
Did you actually win $150?
Hell yeah, I did.
Nice.
On an accident.
On accident.
So because sports betting's legal in Virginia, so me and a bunch of buddies, we weren't hanging out, but we were texting stuff, and we all had the sports app. The first, I want to say, week and a half of Virginia having sports betting, FanDuel was like, hey, you get a free $50 when you sign up, and then there's a guaranteed $50 on a win. And
FanDuel's been hounding me. DraftKings has been hounding me. I'm like, I don't gamble on games.
Neither do I, but basically FanDuel for the first 2 weeks gave me a free $200. So it just sat there. But I couldn't take it out until I had actually won something on myself, I guess. So I just waited till the Super Bowl, and I was doing live betting. So every time a new drive would start, I would just bet on the outcome of it. And I kept betting the terrible odds. I was like, oh, is there a turnover? Yeah, absolutely. $5 down, I'd make $300 if it happened.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
But I accidentally, between drives, the menus moved. And I accidentally bet the Bucks to win by 14. And I was like, fuck, I just lost a bunch of money on that. There's no way that's going to happen. And it happened.
Oh, it happened.
And it happened. That bet alone.
Hard.
That bet alone won me $100. I was like, fucking sweet. And then after all that, it was like, hey, you can deposit all your money now. $250 later. Thank you, FanDuel. That paid for my Amazon snacks.
Paid for my Amazon snacks.
So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bucks. Thank you, Tom Brady. Normally, this is a video game show where we talk about video games, which we will tonight. The show is done live, of course, on twitch.tv/birdcage_gaming. I didn't even introduce you yet.
No.
The other voice that you hear is the best, worst gamer in all the video games. His name is Nine.
It's okay. We all know you like to just talk about yourself.
I won money.
This is the Gage Show, apparently.
It's my show.
No.
Our show. You should see how I tell other people whose show this is.
Yeah, exactly. I believe it. I know you well enough.
Yeah, right. I don't claim this.
You sound so offended. Nah.
You know who I am. I'm TV's Gage Edwards. I've been on TV.
Yeah, that's true. But you're not HGTV's Gage Edwards.
No one is. His name is Gage Edward. Stop tagging me in his bullshit. I'm plural.
There's more than one of you. Fantastic.
Yeah, not cool. The one in Seattle apparently is the real Gage Edwards. Fuck that guy too. Edwards. He can't claim that he's the real Gage Edwards because he put out albums people don't listen to.
We put out podcasts people don't listen to.
Right, and I'm not acting like I'm the real Gage Edwards. But he should also stop recommending people work with me on mixtapes. I'm tired of getting those messages too. Yeah, I have a dope recording setup. No, you can't come to it. You don't live here.
I don't want you here.
The show's done live on twitch.tv/birdcage_gaming. If you're not into the live show thing, that's fine. But you're missing out on the live chat. You can talk with us, talk about our topics too, ask us questions, chime in, and especially call us out when we're wrong, which doesn't happen.
Often.
Podcast people, of course, you can get the show as usual, per usual, about Thursday in the week on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, and other podcast services that you use.
Everywhere. Podcasts are sold for free.
We should start charging on one platform. And see, just one that no one uses.
Stitcher.
Can you even charge for a podcast? Patreon, maybe?
Only if you upload them to your own private website and require a purchase to download them.
Gotcha. Like a Bandcamp or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I found that out through Audacity's website. They tried to charge me for tutorial podcasts. I was like, fuck this. Nope.
They're fucking trying to charge the thing that people can do the easiest.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a fucking podcast.
Everybody has a podcast.
Shit, they let me have 8.
I mean,
I've had too many.
We could do another one. We talked about another one.
Yeah, we could. Because it's so simple. COVID showed everyone that you're like, oh, it's this easy to make a podcast? Well, fuck, why didn't you do this earlier?
Why doesn't everybody do this?
Yeah, well, now everyone does. I think that's going to be the new thing. Hi, I'm this. I work here. My podcast is this. Oh, cool. Okay, what's your podcast?
Yeah.
Everyone's got one.
Instead of business cards, we're handing out podcast information.
Yeah, here's my mixtape.
No, you're not.
They're
the
gonna
real
confuse me with the other one.
You're not the real Gage Edwards.
Tonight's show topics, per usual. We're talking about what we've been playing. I've been playing a few things. I don't know what you've been doing.
Played a couple things.
Probably nothing. We're going to be talking about the future of multiplayer games, which is going to rope into a game that I've been playing. And then we're going to talk about how E3 is going all digital and Summer's Game Fest is limiting its cycle production. But I guess they have better planning for whatever Jeff Keighley wants to do this year instead. Because last year was like a...
Fuck, we got to do something.
I don't know what's going on.
Last year was like, we got caught with our pants down, so let's scramble.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of taglined the whole summer as the summer of games.
Like, all of these people have events. Let's watch them together. All right. Thanks, Jeff Keighley. Bringing it home. But first, we're going to talk about what we always talk about, and that is what you've been playing. So, 9, what you been playing?
Okay, you and I played GTFO on Friday.
A lot of it.
That was a lot of fun.
We played a lot of it.
That was a ton of fun. We were successful once.
One time. In 4 hours.
In 4 hours, we were successful one time.
The game's impossible.
But it's a lot of fun. I think we need a fourth. I really do. I think we need a fourth. Because when we scramble to do the security locks on the doors, that's where we get fucked.
But that's where the fun is.
That's where the fun's at. But hard.
The game is hard. I'm glad that it's not a game designed to play by yourself. Because anyone that's doing that is probably not having a fun time.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And that's one thing the Discord's really good about is they've got a bunch of like LFG servers open up on their Discord. So people are constantly, and they have mic channels in there too for people who just want to mic up and go.
I wonder if like, and because I haven't been in there, is the Discord full of like tryhards who like know everything about the game?
There is some of that, yes. But there's also a community of people like those same what come off as tryhards are also trying to help the new people learn how to play the game.
Gotcha.
So they're not all complete tryhard assholes.
Okay.
But there are a few.
Here's the thing. When I play games like that, I'm there to make jokes.
I know.
Goofs and have laughs,
I know.
Right? So like when I get like people in there who are like really trying to play the game, I'm like, I'm barely here, dude.
I'm just here to be
I'm here to laugh at that thing, make fun of this, and say this dumb thing. So I'm here for the entertainment part of it.
But it's fun. We had fun. And then I don't know if I want to tell you I've been playing this because it's what we're going to play tonight.
Oh.
It's what I'm going to play tonight after the podcast.
I get to watch you make jokes.
And let me just say, I've only played enough to get through the intro section. Just because it's very dry and boring at the beginning of this game.
Is it a new game?
It's not a new game.
All right.
It's a game that came out years ago.
Pong.
Not that far.
It was dry and boring.
Meet me in the middle here.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot 1.
It's not Resident Evil 4, just to be clear.
Well, that game's great.
That game's
I
terrible.
don't understand why you would rub that into your description.
It's a game that I hate. I'll leave you with that. And then I finished Final Fantasy VII last week.
Yeah, okay. So
I messaged you about that.
Do we have a lot to talk about here or nothing to talk about here then?
So
we got time.
So
there's probably going to get no spoilers here, by the way, for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I finally understand what my friend was saying. They've changed everything and changed nothing at the same time.
Hell yeah, and it's awesome.
I think the second game is going to see a much more drastic change from the pull of the story than the original game.
Because of the implications.
Not because of implications, but because of how they've designed where they want this game to go, right?
Well, yeah, it seems like someone who is alive that shouldn't be alive.
That wasn't the first part of the game. That takes place like way later in the game.
You talking about Zack?
Well, he's not alive.
He looks like he's alive now.
No. That all that happens in the first game too. The flashback stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's all flashback stuff. And that's Cloud's dilemma is dealing with. He thinks he's a soldier.
Yeah, I know all that. Yeah, he thinks
that's his whole existential crisis ever since the original game.
Right.
He's been confused ever since the beginning.
So that scene where he's like pulling Cloud into whatever Midgard, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a flashback still?
That's still a flashback.
Even though he lived in that moment?
Yeah.
I bet he's alive. I bet they fucked the future up somehow by killing the ghosts.
No, I think this game. So the Whispers, as they're called, or the Ghosts, whatever you want to call them,
I don't care.
they're there to keep the original story in line while they make changes to what's going on.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so the ghost exists to keep
the original story,
the universe
intact.
in motion.
Because
Right?
this is like, think of this as like an alt reality type story of the original Final Fantasy.
Well, it is
VII.
now. After the ghosts are defeated.
But you don't ever actually really defeat the ghost.
I guess technically not.
And that's what I'm saying. They're changing everything and changing nothing at the same time.
But what's Badger lives,
Badger lives.
but he dies in the game, in the first game,
Yeah, I
the original.
I don't remember.
Because I think that's different now because of
The whole sequence with that is different.
yeah.
Um,
And someone chime in.
there's a lot of differences between the original game and the new game, but it's all about fate and destiny now.
Right.
And not changing the course of fate and destiny, which is what Sephiroth wants to do.
Hell yeah.
And that's what he was doing in the original game, and these guys are starting to like get ahead of that part because they took a 6-hour section of the game and stretched it into a 40-hour game.
Hell yeah, it was
You know what
awesome.
I mean? It was awesome.
Game of the year worthy, someone
It
said.
was awesome. It was fantastic.
Wow, look at you. Look at these words you're using for Final Fantasy VII.
Remake.
All right.
Don't say Final Fantasy VII because I hate that game.
Well, sorry, there's a page break here, and it just says 9 says Final Fantasy VII is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck off. But so I've been reading up on what people are predicting for the second game, Part 2 or whatever they call it, which Square a couple weeks ago trademarked a bunch of shit.
Yeah, there's supposed to be
Final
news
Fantasy
on it
related.
this week.
They trademarked a bunch of shit, which one of those turned into Endwalker, Final Fantasy 14 for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Right, recently announced.
So it's supposed to be out this year. I don't know that that's going to happen.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
But anyway, Part 2, two characters are going to play a big role in that, a lot of people think. And I don't know how I feel about it yet.
That cat thing,
Kate Sith.
which is the cat thing?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Which I don't want to spoil the surprise about Kate Sith.
No, I don't. It's
Because-
also Cloud.
No. But it is somebody else.
Sure, cool.
And then Vincent, my all-time favorite character.
Right.
And it's argued that Vincent is a more in-line hero for the story of this game than Cloud ever was.
Okay.
Which there's a whole like subplot theory going on there. But if they fuck up Vincent in this game, I'm gonna be so mad.
Are you led to believe that they'll fuck up Vincent? I think they're pretty good with this past one.
Well, the Dirge of Cerberus is not a good game. Vincent's game.
No, I'm talking about the remake. Like taking that material, making it a fun thing.
I think they're gonna change his origin,
Okay.
like to give it, because in the original game, where you find him is really, really weird, and how you get him as a part of your party is really, really weird. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
The weird stuff from the original game didn't make it into the remake. There's a lot of weird shit in that game.
There's a lot of weird shit in this game, like cross-dressing.
Well, it depends on who you are.
I guess that's true. That is very true. But in the late 90s, not such
Sure,
a thing.
different, a little more taboo.
a lot
I get it.
more taboo back then. But no, Vincent, excuse me. In the original game, you find him in the next city we're headed to,
Cool.
and you don't get him until a little bit later. You have to go, leave, and come back, kind of thing, to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And you find him just in a coffin.
Huh.
He's just hanging out in a coffin.
Is he a vampire?
A lot of people originally thought that,
I'm thinking it now.
but nobody ever really got any answer.
What if he is a vampire?
I always thought he was, but he's cool. He uses a claw and a gun.
Okay.
He's got gold claws on his hand, and he's a ranged character. He's guns. I like him.
All right.
Vincent's my favorite character out of Final Fantasy VII.
Well, I'm excited for you to get
I'm so excited.
Vincent.
I'm so excited to see Vincent. I hate Kate Sith. Useless character.
Don't know anything about this character. Don't know anything about Vincent. This vampire.
Kate Sith will play a vital role in the next game
Yeah.
because of who they're connected to.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of people saying that Kate Sith and Vincent won't be playable characters. They'll be more like Red 13 in this one.
Interesting. Okay.
So you'll be able to control Red 13, but you won't be able to play with Kate Sith and Vincent in this one. They'll be more like support characters again.
What's that based on? Why do we think that?
Just because of the length of the game, and because Kate Sith you meet at the Golden Saucer, which is like the gambling casino area.
Okay.
That's in every Final Fantasy game. I call the Golden Saucer in every Final Fantasy. It's just there's a gambling casino.
Could
type
have
area.
consistency through the whole series, but decided, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, no, fuck it. So we'll see them. I'm almost guaranteed we see both of them in this one. And then Yuffie, which people think she was introduced in this one as the girl that was going around robbing people
Okay.
with the
hat.
and the striped. They think that was her, but so many of the characters are still true to their original designs. I don't think that was her.
Why would they?
Why would they deviate for one character?
Just for some bullshit.
But she is a thief,
Okay.
and she works for Wu Tai.
Wu Tai for life.
No.
Old ODB. I mean,
ODB? You down with OPP?
Fucking shimmy, shimmy, y'all.
So that's what I've been playing.
Oh, cool. So you like Final Fantasy VII?
I did like Final Fantasy VII. The only thing I didn't like that final battle sequence.
No?
Fighting the 3 different elemental things. That was just a pain in the dick.
Oh, because it was difficult.
No, it was just aggravating.
Oh.
Like, if you fought him 6 times. I killed him 6 times.
It's fucking... You're not done fighting them.
No, you're probably not.
Right. Sephiroth, right?
And I was like, this just fucking
I thought it was cool. I liked the last fight
I did.
a lot. I liked the
I
music.
like what they did with the Dreamweaver fight. That was fucking awesome. And then they changed the Shinra escape sequence a little bit too on the bike.
Okay.
They added a boss to that. It used to just be
You're
fighting
done.
bikers until you get to the end of the road.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. So that was cool. Overall, the whole thing was good. I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it.
I did like it. I'm not gonna lie. I liked Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not Final Fantasy VII.
He said it was amazing, fantastic, or whatever he said. I don't know.
I did say those 2 words.
Awesome! I'm glad you're finally done with it. I'm glad you liked it. It makes me
It's
happy.
good. If you haven't played it, play it. I highly recommend it.
As someone who knows nothing about it, when I figured out what the ghosts and spirits were doing or whatever they are, I was like, wow, that's really fucking cool. Because now they can play with so many things. If I stop fate, that means I can stop this. That means the game is different later. Holy shit! Will what's her face live later?
No.
Probably not. But could I change the future?
That literally is what they are working towards keeping in line.
But if I change fate, because it seems
You can't
like
change fate.
it seems like by the way they're talking that Sephiroth is the Sephiroth who knows everything.
Yeah.
Like he's bouncing from timelines. Like I failed there.
Yeah.
Let's try it here. It also kind of seems like Aerith knows what the fuck's going on too.
Oh, Aerith knows what's going on.
Like she's like, we can change fate so I live, people. Like, please help me.
If they do that, they're going to make a lot of people happy and a lot of people really mad all at the same time.
Doesn't every video game do that,
I
especially when
know.
they're remakes?
I know.
Like, I can't believe they didn't keep it the same. Like, oh, they could have just given you the PS1 version again. And you've been fine with that? Yeah, they could have done it. Buy it on Steam. Shut the fuck up and buy it on Steam if you want the original one.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Anyway, Gage, what you been playing?
I brought 3 games to talk about, I suppose. And I didn't play these games for very long,
Oh, fantastic.
but we will talk about them. I finished a game over the weekend that I've been playing for years.
Years. Years.
Years.
Is it Witcher?
No, hell no. I'm like halfway through that game.
I need to go
I
back to it.
finished Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Oh my God. I can't do that.
I
That game is boring as fuck.
love that game.
I'm glad you like it.
But I love it.
can't. I get so bored playing that game.
I didn't get bored. I didn't get bored with playing it, obviously, because I got through it.
Right.
Because I love the gameplay of it. I love taking Quiet as a companion and being like, basically like, all right, I'm a spotter. She kills everybody. No one knows we were here. There's no trace of anything. We got in, got out. As far as anyone's concerned, no one's ever been on this piece of desert ever.
Except all these dead bodies.
They come with me. They're not dead. They work for me now. They're now slaves.
Oh, you tracked them?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I need those people to go recon missions across the globe.
That's true. That's true.
I gotta go get more resources.
Gotta get that GCP up.
Yeah. What the fuck you think of killing people? Pfft, I'm not digging.
I kill everybody.
No way. Anyway,
Snap.
So I finished that. So the game is 31 missions of the main story.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that the last time I stopped playing it, which was years ago,
You're only like 6 missions from finishing.
I was on mission 26.
like 6 missions from finishing it.
So then I looked at it, I was like, all right, I'm on 26. How many do I need to beat the main story? Because I wasn't really worried about the side quests that I didn't
Yeah,
have to
because
do.
there's a ton of side stuff to do in that game.
Well, yeah, there's like 150 of those.
Yeah.
But only a few of them are required to beat the main story.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, 31. I was like, oh, perfect. But then, like, it's listed 1 through 50 on, like, walkthroughs. I'm like, what the fuck are these other ones? And I looked through them. After 31, there's 19 more missions. Most of them are just repeats of missions you've already played on harder difficulties or with, like, qualifications for beating them.
Gotcha.
Like, you have to drop in a place with no weapons. Or it's just on
And then,
extreme mode.
and then scout your own weapons.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't really want to replay everything. Are any of these missions new? And yeah, there are new missions in there, but you can't unlock those new missions without.
Until you replay the old ones.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I got the main story ending. I don't really care to get like the true ending, so I looked it up on YouTube.
Fair.
And I won't spoil it, but it's 6-year-old game almost, but whatever. But I beat it. I liked it a lot. Man, I love the gameplay of that game. I love weird Kojima stuff anyway.
Weird Kojima stuff's great.
So like and then when you find out what characters are what, because this game takes place
Before.
I think alongside 2.
It takes place alongside 2, after 3, and before 4.
It's definitely before 4. Because 4 is basically
4 is the
The
death of
ending,
Snake.
yeah.
4 is the death of Snake. And 3 is Snake becoming Big Boss.
Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss.
Right. And well, but
Here we go.
Everybody,
Here we go.
Everybody,
Here we go.
it's convoluted, right? The whole
man.
thing is fucking convoluted.
When I beat the game, I watched 3 back-to-back videos explaining
Yeah, the story,
timeline.
the time,
And I still don't have it all.
No, it's fucking confusing as
'Cause
shit.
I watched a 6-minute video, a 12-minute video, and a 45-minute video. There's a lot.
So you basically watched an hour-and-a-half movie.
Yes.
And still
Of
got
everything.
nowhere. And it's more confusing than Tenet.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tenet's kind of. It's like, all right.
Once you get to that point in Tenet, though,
Basically, someone sits you down in the middle of Tenet and goes, all right, we confused you. Don't worry. Here it is. They figure it out. Kojima's like, we confused you. Good luck.
we confused you. Play the next game.
Although,
we confused you more.
I'm starting, once I watched all those, I'm starting to buy into people saying, like, if you really just sit down and look at the events, it makes sense. But, like, it's like, it makes sense, but it's also, like, events that are just so fucking wacky.
Yeah.
That there's just like, okay, are you challenging yourself to write something that you can remember, Kojima? Because at the same time, like the shit.
He's like a 10-year-old kid who forgot what he wrote in the first game, so he just rewrote something else.
There's like 3 clones of Big Boss.
Yeah.
One of those clones dies, gets attached to another person who gets taken over.
It's nuts, dude.
Gonna get into it.
It's nuts. But then you get stuff like Sniper Wolf.
Sniper was cool.
Sniper Wolf's great. That fight is awesome.
I like the Sniper Wolf fight, but it's like I like the quiet fight because there's a fucking mission in Metal Gear Solid 5 where you fight 4 of those fucking things.
The quiet fight is very reminiscent of the Sniper Wolf fight in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah. Then the extreme, there's a new mission where it's like, all right, you have to do the quiet fight again, but on extreme. One shot, you're dead. And
quiet doesn't miss.
Here's the thing, everybody. Call your helicopter and throw bombs on her. She dies. So you just do that. You don't have to actually do anything. Just fucking call the helicopter in.
Just find out where she's at. Pew!
Yeah, that's all you have to do is target her, and then when you do that, like, all right, drop the fucking bombs.
Drop the payload.
And then you'll beat her. No problem. So many ways to choose that fight. But the game's fun. Like, because there is, I remember when this game was first showed off, 2013, 2012.
Ages ago.
When they did the Phantom Pain trailer, before it was a Metal Gear game, or said it was Metal Gear
Before
game.
it said Metal Gear, yeah.
When, like, the fire whale's jumping out of the sky, and Psycho Mantis is there, and you're like, that looks like Psycho Mantis. Guess what? It's Psycho Mantis.
And his son.
Couldn't, well, it's just Psycho Mantis.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's a kid, because of the timeline.
Yeah, yeah. But everybody was thinking that it was Psycho Mantis' son because
like, oh, little
small.
Psycho Mantis, this is 5. Clearly, this is after Psycho Mantis is dead.
No, it's way before Psycho Mantis ever does anything in 2 or 1
and 1.
Or well, Solid, because Metal Gear
Solid. Yeah, the Metal Gear 1 happens after Metal Gear Solid. I don't know. That's all.
The first game takes place after the last game.
No, that is definitely not true. But again,
but anyway.
the Metal Gear fight at the end, awesome. The base you have to break into at the end, awesome. And then this is what I always say: the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 5, some of the best gameplay ever. The story of it, I don't really give a shit about.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, that's why you got to watch YouTube videos to clear it up for you. But at the same time, I would venture to say if you have to watch YouTube videos to make sense of your franchise, you've probably gone too far.
Looking at you, Kingdom Hearts.
You've probably gone too far.
Anyway, next game.
9 I tried. I sat down Saturday for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I tried.
To play.
Bloodborne.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Trying to go back and do it?
I tried.
Yeah.
Because
You should hit me up.
I was listening, kind of funny, just did their whole thing. Like all month of January, they got a bunch of their guys in to play Bloodborne. And I was like, if those guys talk shit about Bloodborne forever, and they got into it, and then they finished the game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I didn't like look up any like helps or anything. I didn't like look for any.
Right.
I was like, I'm just gonna go in. I started over,
Start from scratch.
Yeah, because on previous gameplays, I think I've beaten like 3 bosses. But I was like, I haven't played in forever. I'll go in. I'll start from scratch. Let me get in there. Let me try it out. I've come to the conclusion.
That you're just not.
I don't like that game. I don't like it. I tried, dude. Getting in because I picked like the newbie build where it's like, okay, I have the most health for my character.
Sure.
That I'm gonna die a lot. I want more health. I want a better shot at this.
And of course, I start with milk toast.
Yeah.
The lowest stats possible.
And I wasn't gonna do that. But then, like, I got in there. From the beginning, when that wolf in that little hospital, ran straight past that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Wasn't gonna try and fist
don't
punch
try and
him
fight
down.
it.
But then, like, I got out there, and then there's like a guy waiting for me near the ladder I have to bring down. I'm like, okay, I gotta get past you,
You don't
dog.
have to kill him.
But I did. I fucking pop, pop, pop.
You punched him to death?
It took forever.
Yeah,
You guys
because you got no
much-
weapons. You're supposed. So that game is designed to kill you at the beginning.
Right.
Because
And
you
I
have
knew
a
that.
sliver of health.
Right.
And you have to die and get to the hunter's dream in order to get your weapon. But you don't actually have to die. You can go up the ladder,
Yeah.
get the lamp, and then go to the hunter's dream and get your weapon.
Eventually, I did kill that guy. I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
have the lamp. I'll go up. Hunter's Dream. I recognize this area. Been here plenty.
Safe.
Got my weapons. I did the retractable blade one.
The saw blade?
Yeah, I did the shotgun.
Yeah.
Fine. I played so much, I ended up learning how to do the eviscerate.
The visceral attacks?
Yeah. I finally timed it right on enough enemies. I was like, fucking finally. Now I kind of get it. But it didn't last. Because, like, I would go through, I would wax that first area, get a bunch of souls. I had like 4,800 souls saved up. I was like, hell yeah. Didn't know when to spend them.
Yeah.
Didn't know that I could, and I don't think I can yet. Because I went back and looked, and I was like,
you got to go talk to the doll.
So I talked to the doll. She didn't do anything.
No, that's right. She's not activated until you get one insight,
Yeah.
which you have to be.
Beat
You have to see the first boss, which could be one of 2 bosses if you're good.
I took the path that was like the big wolf.
The bridge boss.
Yeah, the bridge boss.
Yeah,
the
cleric
fights
beast.
first,
Yeah, cleric beast.
So I didn't buy anything. Or I would go forward, and like I was learning, I was like slash. I could do this slash. I could do the L1 R1 attack and retract and do that. I was like trying to diamond. I was like, I'm getting it. I'm trying to get it. But no matter
R1, L1, R1.
no matter
Every
how
single
much
time.
I learned about the game, I kept getting waxed, dude.
Yeah,
Whack.
that's the beauty of it.
But that's kind of why I hate it because, like, I like progress. And of course, it's like you could argue the progress is me learning the game.
That is the point of the game.
Right.
Learning curve.
I don't want that.
That's fine.
Right, and I know it's not
And
for me.
that's
It's
not for everybody.
So, like, eventually, I got to a point like I beat the guy who has the center block beaten against the wall. Right.
Yeah,
Where the crows are, where those dogs are.
Yeah.
Those dogs kept clipping through that fucking fence, attacking me while I was like, "What the fuck, dude? You're supposed to be up there still." Whatever.
Yeah.
I would make it through there. I would get to where the 2 wolves are in front of the cleric beast. Fucking Boosh bash him one. He gets low health. The other one just walked up, and I was like, you were over there still. How'd you get over here?" Killed me. I got all the way back there, got my souls, fuck, and I just got killed again. I went back that way. Some other asshole snuck up at me. I was like, fuck, and like I kept getting like further and further back from the cleric beast. I was like, I'm getting worse now. Why am I doing worse in this game?
Oh man, you've described every single new player's.
So I put in the time. I was playing on PS5. I put the controller down. And I was like, okay, it is not for me. It is just not going to happen.
I love that. I love it.
And I wanted to try. Like,
No, that's fair.
because it's the conversation I have all the time. Best PlayStation games, At least PS4 titles.
Oh, Bloodborne is.
Bloodborne's always in top
one of the
5,
top.
at least top 10. You know, not if not top 5.
It's in my top
right, obviously.
3.
So it's like you gotta play Bloodborne. I'm like, I don't fucking.
You know,
these games aren't for me.
Everybody's like, you got to play this game, and I'm like, that's just not my game.
It's just not my game.
Everybody's like, why don't you play Madden? I was like, because if I want to play football, I'll go outside and play football.
Yeah, sure. If
I'm
I want to go
I'm
be
not
at Wolves, I'll
I'm-
go to the Forest.
Exactly. There you go.
Might be easier.
I am not about sports games. Like I don't. The only unless you classify racing games as a sports game,
The Game
I
Awards
don't.
do.
I don't classify playing sports games as fun for me.
Okay.
It's too much work now. Now back in the day when we had blitz,
Sure, you can just throw the ball, hit people, and fucking
throw the
them.
ball, pick people up, throw them.
Right.
It was great. We don't have blitz anymore.
We don't.
We are getting college back.
Dude, I'm so excited about
I know you are.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
I bet you just like creamed your pants when that.
Dude, I got new
came
jeans.
out.
New jeans right away.
I get new jeans.
I'm like, fuck.
My black jeans are now white jeans.
It's like 10 in the morning. Like, fuck, I'm all fucked up. I just played Bloodborne. Like, my head's gonna explode.
Anyway, so if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's just
Oh,
where
I
it's
don't
at.
like it. I've
You know
tried,
what I mean?
and this is like, I think this marks like the 4th time I've tried to play Bloodborne
Right.
and really put it the time, because I was like, I was like, I'm gonna put the time in this. I'm gonna try to either like this
Try it.
game or try and figure it
At
out.
least try it.
Get to a point where I'm like, and then that's what I put the controller down. And I was like, this is the cycle of the game. I'm supposed to go, probably supposed to die, not always, but you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to encounter new enemies.
Yeah.
You're supposed to learn.
Every boss is totally different in that game.
Right.
That is the one thing I like about Bloodborne more than any other Souls game. Every boss is uniquely different. There's no two like rinse and repeat kind of bosses in that game.
Right.
It's wonderful.
So when I put the controller down, I was like, do I want to subject myself to like 15 hours of this? And I said no.
That's
And
fair.
then, you know what? I'm not going back to it.
That's fair.
You can't get me to do
You
it.
don't have to. I'm
Gamers
not going to
can't do
try to. I'm not going to try to. Play the game, Cage.
The last game I played, and this is what leads into our first topic. One of the PlayStation Plus games this month is Destruction All Stars.
And it's bad.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped immediately.
I did the training. I did some AI matches because matchmaking just would not work for me.
Matchmaking
it
is broke. That's a known issue.
Eventually, I got into some matches, but not many. The playing on easy, I was like, okay, this isn't fun. Playing on any other setting, I was like, okay, this is not fun. Playing online, the matches are either
You're getting your ass handed to you, or you're handing everybody else's ass to them.
there's a time limit match, but some of the matches aren't time limit, so some of them are just like elimination. And when you're eliminated, there's like, okay, well, you can just leave now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
It's like Fortnite.
awesome.
When you're
Yeah.
dead, you're done.
But I mean, like, sometimes those you can be like in the game for 12 seconds.
Yeah.
And have to go through the whole loading process again. And characters like, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really getting it, not really feeling it.
Yeah.
It's like the game has the presence of fun,
Yeah.
But
It's
they-
marketed like it's a blast.
but like Lucid Games just never figured it out.
No.
Like they had the ideas, and they're like, okay, that's a great idea, but they didn't get there.
Right.
So like when you crash into the other cars, there's not really like a feedback of. Are you pulling it up?
No, I forgot to add it to my list.
Oh, your
'cause
list,
I-
yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm not looking at the list because your thing's on there, right?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
I
On
don't
there.
look
Don't
at
look
it.
at the
I'm
list.
not looking at it. I'm looking over
fuck,
here.
destruction also.
But when you crash into a car, there's not like, I mean, you get like the I would only know that I'm crashing into a car because the game tells me like, oh, it's light hit or medium hit or whatever hit it was.
Right, there you go.
But there's not like a big like woof or like a lot of feedback you get in the controller. I mean, there's some,
Yeah.
but it's not like a.
Especially for a game that's exclusive to PlayStation, and they could have used the DualSense in a way for that game
Mhm.
that would have just been awesome.
And I think
Like
that
you get really hard on the left side, make that controller like just grind
Yeah.
in your left hand.
they use the DualSense in a way I think is bad. When you
Yeah.
get low health, it vibrates. I'm like,
vibrates.
I know I have low health.
It's like your heart's beating. I'm like, I know, thanks.
I don't need that to be the controller's input. Make it the car 100% of the time,
Yeah.
unless I'm out of the car, obviously.
Yeah.
There's no music during the game when you're playing it, and it's like,
It's a bad game.
I'm like this, and there's not enough modes there to make it fun. I'm like, this
No.
is
And I went through the character list.
yeah.
A lot of the characters just feel the same.
I mean, they are
Like-
uniquely designed from each other.
They are uniquely designed, but like nothing about them really makes the next one stand out.
No, because you have a situation where every character is excited to be here.
Yeah.
So they're all like, hey, we're all high energy, we're all happy.
Yeah.
But you don't have like any kind of variance on that.
Right.
Make a sad character.
Make a depressed character. Make anything.
Make something that's not just like this happy-go-lucky person.
Yeah.
That's why Twisted Metal was good.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of different characters.
They had all kinds of fucked up characters.
Well, I mean, fucked up was in the nature, but then they had like happy characters. There was hippies in there sometimes.
Yeah, there was. But there was not a single character that I was like, I have to play this character.
Yeah.
Because, most games are like that.
Which character did you play as?
I played as the tiger guy. I can't remember his name.
I don't know any of their names.
Neither do I. I played the one you train as, a Shift, I think, or Phase, or
yeah,
something.
the robot guy.
Yeah, where the car turns
Looks like an
invisible.
ant. Yeah.
And then I played the girl in the onesie.
Okay.
She's like an MMA fighter or something.
Oh, sure.
I played those 3 characters, and I did not like any of them at all.
I played as the character that's got like the cat helmet and the emoji face.
Yeah, okay.
The little anime girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
None of them were fun.
Yeah, I think
Like, nothing about this was fun. Getting out of the car feels cumbersome. Like, the movement's not good.
here's the thing.
Like, trying to run on the walls and stuff and get those little shards, which they
Yeah.
never tell you what they are for.
They don't. They tell you in a menu, but they're just to build power ups, right? So
They never explain that in the tutorial.
I know when you get like the slide panels, they're like, all right, here's the game. The last 2 are like, okay, when you get the shards, you build up your power up. But it's like, all right, well, the game's starting, so you barely ever get to see it.
It's bad. It's a train wreck, in my opinion.
And I don't think it's good. And I think
it has the potential to be good, but
Yeah.
they've already missed that mark by making it a train wreck right out of the gate.
the thing is, and this is where this topic comes from, the future of multiplayer.
Yeah.
If this game wasn't a free download, because this game was originally set to be a launch title for the PlayStation 5 at $70.
I would not pay $70 for this. I would be disappointed if I paid $70 for this.
Who would be paying $70 for it? People who just want an exclusive game?
Or just a game with their console. But there's better options out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, Spider-Man and Demon's Souls.
Spider-Man and Demon's Souls. Way better options.
But then you're stuck with this $70. So this game supposed to be $70, but it was free, luckily.
Yeah.
It is a multiplayer-focused game
Right.
with the, I guess,
Option
the
to
single,
play solo with AI bots.
yeah, which is like a skeleton of what the game
Actually
really is, because it really wants you to play multiplayer because it's the only way you unlock things,
Right.
which is annoying.
None of the skins are good.
No, it's all stupid. I was like, this is all dumb. They're just color reskins, basically.
Yeah.
If we are in agreement that this game would have failed if it was a full-priced
Oh,
regular
absolutely.
game.
It would have failed if it was a $40 game.
I think so too.
It's just not a fun game.
And that's why I think that games that are, and maybe not just being fun is subjective, obviously, but it's
Right.
like games that have a multiplayer focus
Uh-huh.
now, with the success of things like Fortnite, Warzone, some other games.
The free battle royale games.
Do multiplayer focused games, multiplayer first games, need or should have a free to play component?
If it's strictly a multiplayer game, yes. It needs to have at least one free option. Because Fortnite has a paid option for Save the World and what's the other one?
They don't
called?
even have Save the World anymore.
It comes up when you boot it up.
Yeah, I mean, if you already own it, fine. But I mean, you don't have to. I don't think you have to buy it anymore. Like they're like, all right, we're canceling that. We're not working on it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. Because it still comes up when
Right.
you first launch it, if what mode you want to play.
Right. So yeah. So what you're saying is they're basically their solo experience, but you can do co-op.
Yeah.
Was their Save the World mode, but their
Yeah.
free to play entry was the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah, and they make all their money through the Battle Pass.
Yeah, and
or
shop.
V-Bucks and shop items.
But now
right?
they have the subscription too.
Now they have the Fortnite Crew, I think is what it's called,
Yeah.
which is, I think, $11 a month. Get you the Battle Pass, get you 1,000 V-Bucks when you first sign up, and then 100 V-Bucks every month or something like that. You get V-Bucks every month.
Okay.
I know that with your subscription. And some other stuff that's exclusive to the Fortnite Crew subscription package.
Mm-hmm.
But it's $11.99 versus I could just buy the Battle Pass for $7.99 now. The Battle Pass came down in price.
Hell yeah! Thank you, Apple.
So there's that stuff. And then you've got games like Call of Duty, Which, if you want to play traditional Call of Duty multiplayer, you have to buy the game.
Right.
But if you just want to play Warzone, you don't have to buy the game.
You just download
Just download and play.
Right.
And you can buy the Battle Pass separate from the entire game for $10. $10?
$10.
$10 every 3 months.
Or, yeah, I mean, sometimes they extend it.
Sometimes it's a little bit longer than that, but $10 for 3 months of content is not a bad deal.
It's pretty good. It's better than Netflix.
Better than Netflix, because Netflix is now $18 a month.
Fuck you, Netflix. I mean,
Fuck
come on.
you,
stop,
Netflix.
Maybe stop spending your own money on productions and just give us reruns of old shows we like.
Like The Office.
I remember years ago when Netflix was first announcing, like, yeah, we're going to make a bunch of our own original content. I was like, that's a bad idea, because I just want to watch stuff that is just on demand that I already like. But then, of course, Netflix makes good stuff now. So
Netflix does make good stuff, but a lot of their stuff, not so good.
their shows have been good. Their movies have been trash.
Their movies are awful.
But really, I just
Bright?
I like the documentaries. So
Bright was bad.
I didn't see Bright.
You want
Because I saw the cover of Bright, and I was like, "That's not a movie I'm going to like.
That's not a movie you're going to like.
I am staying away from this one."
But they do have good TV shows. I will give them that. Anyway, off topic. But then, like, even Battlefield, like we've discussed this before on the show, Battlefield needs a free multiplayer option this year, because otherwise they are just going to get drowned the fuck out.
Yeah, and that's something I was
real fast.
That was the example I was going to bring up.
Or they need to be a single player only experience.
I think they have I think what they should do in a 2020 year where people are playing games for free and paying things if they want.
Yeah.
And they're making the big money just off of that because people will pay for it.
Yep.
Battlefield, if it has a single player and a traditional multiplayer, fine, charge for it.
But they need a battle royale mode.
But if they have some other, or if they just want people to be in the Battlefield scope, whatever this big, expansive, Gage is going to be right on his prediction, multiplayer mode is, if that is their focus for the life of the game, I think that's got to have a free-to-play entry point. I think you need to be allowed people to download it for free, play it for free, get the content as a paid service. Otherwise, you're going to look at Call of Duty next year where they're going to be like, yeah, we have a single player, but we really want you to play Warzone. And that's why we're going to try and sell you the guns to Warzone through the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
So most people are doing that anyway, or whatever other games are going to come out. But
do we know, is Warzone bigger than their traditional multiplayer player base?
I'm willing to bet it is. I'm willing to bet it is.
I would probably say it probably is.
You just got to think it's free.
It's free.
But of course, Modern Warfare was like the best-selling Call of Duty of all time, the 2019 one.
Yeah, the 2019 one.
But again, people bought that because they could get Warzone content.
Yeah. So I don't know. I agree that if you're going to have a multiplayer-focused title, you need to have a free entry point somewhere.
You got to. Because there's so many games are free now. There's so much free content you can just get. And, of course, you can get premium stuff if you want.
Yeah.
No one has to.
I mean, there's free-to-play multiplayer games on PC that are not like Battle Royale at all.
Right.
Like they're traditional, like CSGO type battle modes, Overwatch type battle modes. Valorant, totally free.
Yeah.
Rogue Company, totally free. Rogue Company is a lot of fun, by the way.
Never played it.
I love it. I think it's a blast. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's fun.
Probably for babies, if you like it. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen you in multiplayer games.
I'm actually not that bad at Rogue Company, just to be clear.
How many people play it? You and 2 other guys?
No.
Yeah, we have a team of 4.
It's 8. 4 on 4.
Yeah.
There's at least 8 people.
You and the devs, the QAs working on like fucking, well, can I walk through this wall? Can I walk through this wall?
Maybe that's why I just keep getting people.
Yeah, like, oh, no wonder the kills are easy.
No wonder I got a positive KD.
Yeah, it's free to play is the future of multiplayer. I'm saying it. I'm calling it out.
I agree.
It's got to be.
With like battle pass options or some sort of games as a service option. Because even Destiny went free to play. And Destiny is a heavily focused multiplayer game. But you can play the game solo.
Yeah, that's so... I
now, a lot of their content is locked behind a paywall.
Yeah. Because they have the expansions and things.
They have the expansions. They archived a bunch of the old stuff. The Beyond Light mode gets you access to everything, but you can play the first part of the main story without Beyond Light, and you can play all the multiplayer stuff.
Right. But of course, that's been out for 3-4 years now. Right?
But even still, I mean, that's a good move.
They were like, okay, well, that's all basically almost legacy stuff for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So get in there, get it for free, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying that, because that's a good way to get new players or
Yeah.
get back other players. Like, yeah, it's free now. Play through it if you like it. You get an expansion coming out for $10-15.
Yeah.
There you go. But like if Destiny 3 comes out, I kind of feel like Destiny 3 might be a full price game all the way through, just because there is so much you can do solo.
It could be.
But who's to say that they won't have like, our multiplayer you can just download and jump in? Who's to say Halo is like, we have a full price single player game, but we're putting out like Spartan Ops for free and you can do it with your friends or something. Or here's Capture the Flag and Slayer. Download it, buy skins.
Or even, I wouldn't be shocked if Halo has a Battle Royale mode.
I hope so. I'd love to play a Halo Battle Royale.
It may not be as big as all the other ones.
So shut your mouth.
No, I'm saying like scale wise.
Yeah, shut it. Better be 150 people. I want to fucking snipe 149 dudes.
That sounds a lot worse than.
Come get me.
It's just 150 people in Blood Gulch.
I can get collaterals.
I can get collaterals, he says.
Just let me get that sniper first.
No, I wouldn't be shocked if they have a Battle Royale mode.
They've been pretty vocal about not having one. So I don't think I'd be shocked either. But at the same time, I'd be like, okay, why don't you have to just say you have one then? Just say, like,
do it.
You've been talking about for years that you don't have a Battle Royale. But if you're going to. But if maybe they've got something that's not called Battle Royale, but it is Battle Royale.
But it is Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Spartan Royale.
I mean, fucking they got this huge ass open world map.
Yeah.
Let us drop in.
Yeah. And they have a ton of characters you can pick from.
It's just like it's another game that lends itself to Battle Royale games. Yeah. Oh, it's a multiplayer a game that's got so much roots in multiplayer that's been so good. It's first person. Guns are already available on the ground all the time. Mm-hmm. You guys have had power-ups in the past. You're literally Spartans dropping. Have you heard of a Spartan drop? Fucking happens all the time.
Yeah.
Let us drop in from a spaceship, cross this big-ass map, and you've got vehicles and shit. Just do it. I don't understand why you're not doing it.
Nobody does.
Do it.
They could even bring back the Pillar of Autumn as a dropship.
Why not?
Be dope.
Let's bring back more dead things.
More dead shit. Anyway.
Have a free-to-play component for your games.
If you're doing a multiplayer thing.
That's what it's just what I'm thinking. So
I mean, I agree. At this point, they should not be charging for multiplayer titles. Like, you should be able to access multiplayer in some way for free. And then if you really, really like it, pay for it.
That's what I think, because Fall Guys over the summer was a huge hit. And I think it did so well on PlayStation because it was free. Yep. Not to saying that, I'm not trying to take anything away from Fall Guys. They did a great job promoting the game. The community marketing management was great. Whatever. Bought it on PC. Got it on PlayStation. Cool. But that game probably succeeded the most because it was a multiplayer game that you got for free with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, would they have like 18 million people claim it in that month or something like that? Something stupid.
It was something stupid. It was the most claimed PlayStation Plus game at the time.
Right. Come on. Destruction All-Stars isn't doing that.
Definitely not.
Also because it's not as fun.
I wouldn't be shocked if Control got more downloads than Destruction All-Stars.
I downloaded it twice.
So
because I claimed both versions of it.
PS4 and PS5.
Never going to turn on my PS4 to play it. But
I'll probably, if it's got a separate trophy list for PS5, I'll probably platinum again.
I might.
But it all depends if it's got a separate trophy list. If it's using the same trophy list, I ain't gonna bother with it.
I wish I had it on Xbox just to see the better ray tracing. Just trying to stir up shit. I'm just trying to be a gamer moment person, you know. I might try it out just to see the PS5 enhancements, but I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna play.
You know what? I'm gonna delete Bloodborne, make room for my Control, play it for a little bit, delete it.
Bloodborne's not that big.
I know.
It's only like 27 gigs. Actually, Control is smaller than that.
Perfect.
Control on the PlayStation 5 is only 25 gigs, which is a gig more than the PS4 version.
I don't really need the space anyway.
I actually know a lot about why Control on PS5 is smaller. I read the whole article.
Do you want to do some nerd shit?
Yeah, it's the first game to use the new compression engine for the PS5 made by Rad Games. It's dope. It's fucking cool. They're getting games like This platform needs to be introduced for every single
Console.
4K game
Yeah, please bring it to my Call of Duty.
because it shrinks things so fucking well.
Just put it in a zip drive.
And well, and one of the benefits for it is the architecture behind the PS5. Okay, that's why it works so well on PS5, because the PS5's throughput is higher than the Xbox Series X. They have 9 gigabytes of data transfer, whereas the Xbox only has 4.5 gigabytes of data transfer a second. That's a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah,
That's a truckload of bandwidth going through there.
figure it out.
Somebody needs
Get
to.
on it, science man.
I'm not that science man. That's
John,
way above
you're a
my
science man.
That's
on,
way above my
Friday.
science head. I was science man on Friday.
Any other thoughts on multiplayer games?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay.
Make a free to play entry point.
Just have free to play game. I mean, it's fucking. We're in a new age. Yeah, that's how you're gonna get the most players in. If you want a player base and you need your game's multiplayer focused, make it free, and then sell them on stuff in the item shop.
Or a battle pass or season pass or content pass.
And
or,
above all else, make a cool game.
that's paramount number one.
Yeah, I mean,
Your game's got to be fun. Even if it's free and it sucks, nobody's going to play your game.
Yeah, I'm done with Destruction All Stars. I was hoping it was going to be the car combat game to scratch that Twisted Metal itch.
That's what I was. That's exactly what I was hoping for, and it's just not.
Not even close.
Now I want Corey Barlog to come out and be like, "Yeah, we're making Twisted Metal. We took David Jaffe's God of War. Now we're gonna take his Twisted Metal."
Sony Santa Monica makes a Twisted Metal game. It would be a reboot like the God of War. Like, okay, why does Darkseid have like a kid? Why am I not in the car yet? Why do I remember the car? Why is Sweet Tooth chasing me?
Why am I the car?
Yeah. All this stuff.
Dude, I would love a new Twisted Metal game that's good. Not that PS4 or PS3 garbage.
I like that game.
That game is trash.
I like that
dude.
game a lot.
That game is trash. Just give me Twisted Metal Black 2.
I like that game too.
No. Give me Twisted Metal Black 2.
Oh. Sure. Why not?
Dude, Twisted Metal Black is amazing.
Was there not a sequel in development for that that got canceled?
There was a sequel that got canceled, yes.
There's a lot of Twisted Metal games that got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
I think
There's a
either after
boatload.
Black or right before Black, Jaffe had like 3 that he wanted to do, and they just kept getting canceled after canceled.
Yeah.
Whatever. I still like the PS3 one. Just fucking give me an HD remaster of that one.
Give me a new
I
Twisted
love
Metal.
those levels.
Give me a new Twisted Metal. A new one.
9.
Gage.
It's a new year, which means
Mm-hmm.
gonna be more game announcements.
Yep.
We're back on the rotating door of video game events and fucking bullshit that's happening.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's ready. Got their exciting hats on. Today there was I want to say it was the VGC. I don't have the article in front of me.
Mm.
Actually, I do have it in front of me.
The Twitter
I just had to
post there?
scroll up. No, the Twitter post was something else.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Video Game Chronicle just put out a report that said E3 pushes forward with plans for a digital 2021 event. Basically, the breakdown is it's going to be 3 days of E3 digital events.
Mm-hmm.
Plans have to be approved by the ESA members. No details on how many have signed up yet. Speaking of publishers, and the ESA is apparently for their 3-day program to be streamed digitally, they're looking for 6 figures
Wow.
cost-wise. I'm not a money guy. I'm not in the gaming
That
financial
seems
part.
like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, but do you think that's more or less than what it's usually?
Oh, that's way less.
Yeah, it's got to be, right?
That is a multi-million-dollar event. Easily a multi-million-dollar event. When you think of renting the facility,
Mm-hmm.
you think of building all the venues inside of it, selling the floor space. That is a multi-million-dollar event for the ESA.
Yeah.
And now they're pretty much just going to strip all that and be like, "Nah, we're going to do it on Twitch." They literally could pay them nothing for production of that event.
Well, let me ask you this: why? And I get why, because
The ESA has to function, right?
yeah, the ESA has to function, and the branding of E3 makes a big deal, and people tune in for that.
Yeah.
But if you're like Warner Brothers, and you're like, we have Batman and Harry Potter, do we need E3's wagon?
No.
We could probably just say we got our own thing going on.
Because and so we talked about this a while ago. It might have been last year. I think it was last year.
Again, we're back on the cycle.
Building up to E3 and going into COVID and everything. I think this is going to reset ESA's expectations as to what E3 should be, and not what they want it to be, because they were making it a fan event.
It was going that way.
Like the past couple years, they started letting fans in, and it got stupid crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming back to a industry event. Still focused on giving fans news and information.
Sure.
But the ESA is losing money because there's nobody paying to come to this event.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's probably why they want to charge people to be a part of their events.
Right. So investors are just like, look, we just need to see the product so we know what we're putting our money behind. Right?
Sure.
They don't need E3 to do that.
No. No one needs E3 to do that.
Nobody needs E3 to do that.
No one needs... I won't say no one needs E3. A lot of business gets done at E3.
A lot of business gets done at E3. Trade deals, investments,
was
marketing deals.
On Twitter, I think one of the guys that works or either runs limited run games was like, digital events just aren't as good as in person because we do so many deals in person, and digital is just so hard to work with, like people like reading the room and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But if I'm any publisher, why am I'm not going to put six figures of my marketing dollars on an E3 event when I can put the fucking video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the story of the day
for
whenever
free.
I want. Instead of like taking my video, here's my Batman trailer, ESA, here's $200,000, whatever it is, maybe more. My Batman trailer, put it on your live stream. Oh, you smacked it in the middle of your show during the dead time, kind of between two big announcements, and now I'm being overshadowed by God of War 2 and
Elder Scrolls
whatever
6.
the fuck it is. Yeah. So now I'm not controlling the news day, which everybody strives to do, wants to do. No way.
No.
Not a chance, ESA. Not a chance, E3. I'm having my own E3. I'm going to put my own fucking thing up whenever I want to.
Yeah.
It's my summer.
This is a weird ploy from the ESA. Like, I mean, I get why they're doing it. I do, because they need money, they need to function, they need to pay their employees, they need to keep the doors open, right? And they didn't get a lot of money from last year.
Probably lost a lot of money from last
year,
I imagine.
Lost a boatload of money from last year. But, like, to what you were saying, Microsoft can put all their stuff on their own channel. Sony can put all their stuff on their own channel.
I mean, Sony's been doing it, yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
How's it going, Void?
It's going on, Void. All the big three, EA, Ubisoft, and Activision, can all do their thing on their own channels.
Right.
They don't need the Twitch E3 channel to promote themselves. They have their own media outlets that they can contact and get in touch with to promote their stuff. IGN.
Yeah, IGN's doing a FanFest thing.
You give IGN anything, they'll make it king of the day guaranteed.
Yeah. Although they ask for exclusives, which I'm sure it's not hard when you do an announcement anyway.
No.
So.
But, I mean, Microsoft gives all their exclusives, hey, run all our exclusive shit on Monday.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Microsoft stuff on Monday. And then Tuesday, Sony's like, run all our shit on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, EA, Activision, and Ubisoft are like, run our stuff this time.
Yeah, but you
so
can
there's that controlling interest at that point of the day.
And you can even control that themselves. They don't even need a third party.
Right, but I'm saying IGN could do it for free.
Yeah, IGN could do it.
IGN could give them exactly everything they want for free.
There's probably some dollars there.
It's not $100,000.
You don't think so?
Nah.
IGN... if I were IGN, I would leverage, like, we're the biggest video game outlet in the world. Whether we have your exclusive thing or your coverage thing, we're going to get ours. You know, people are going to come to our website.
Yeah.
You want to be on here? Do what you want. But if I'm Sony, I'm like, no. We're PlayStation.
We all know Sony's just going to be like, fuck everybody. We're doing our own thing.
Yeah. But again, like if I were any game developer or publisher who has like an exciting game announcement, like the smaller teams, this is where it's going to be the toughest.
Yeah.
Indie games that are like being picked up for ID, Xbox, something like that.
Yeah.
Or who normally would be brought up to a main show for whatever it is. They're going to have the toughest times. So like whatever EA's indie thing is called, I forget what it's called. Spotlight or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That game's probably not going to perform as well viewership wise because it doesn't have the mass audience behind it. Because if EA's like, here's our EA Spotlight game this
Yeah.
year. People are like, I don't give a fuck.
No, don't care.
Where's Star Wars?
Don't
Where's
care.
whatever else? You know, so those games are going to suffer. But when you're Halo and when you're God of War and Horizon, you can put those trailers up whenever the fuck they could come out tomorrow. They're going to fucking do millions of views and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
an hour. They'll be like, click, boom.
What I would do
done.
if I'm a third-party publisher or an indie developer, I'd be calling the big people and be like, hey, are you doing a thing? We don't want to go to the ESA. We want to, our thing's going to be, let's cut a Game Pass deal. We'll be on Game Pass. Put us in your fucking showcase.
Yeah.
Let people see our game.
Yeah.
Because we fucking need you to see our game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to perform well.
Exactly.
So, like, I'd be doing that. I'd be making those phone calls instead of going
Yeah.
to this ESA thing because at the end of the day, if the ESA, and it's probably going to, they're probably going to pull in big third-party publishers just because.
That's
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
But like, I would still be hesitant to do that until I see who else is attached to it because I'm like,
Right.
if no one else is being drawn into this, do I want to be a part of that?
Right.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be really tough. Void in chat saying, I would say Nintendo does that. To hell with the others. They do their own thing.
I think everyone should do their own thing.
I agree.
This is why This is what I guess technically during E3 they do their own thing just on top of each other.
Yeah.
But I think they would be in a more beneficial time to do their own thing where they have like a week of their own thing.
Yeah.
Where if their thing comes out on Wednesday, they control the weekend.
Yeah.
Someone else comes out, they control that week. That's what I would try to do. That's what we did this past summer. And I think people did it better than anything because when Sony put something out, we talked about Sony for a fucking weekly straight. When
Yeah.
Microsoft put something out, we've talked
It was
about them for a week straight. Like it was you control the news for a whole week. You're putting out trailers for a whole week. You have developer interviews that are coming out days and days and days of that week. Just do that.
Yeah.
And you can do that on your own YouTube channel for free. You don't
Yeah.
need the ESA to do it. You don't need
Or
to spend
Twitch
money
on
to
your
do
own
it.
Twitch channel.
Yeah, you don't need Jeff Keighley's help to do it, although he'd probably appreciate it. You don't need it.
He needs money.
Well, I would, sure, Jeff, take all the money. I don't care. Give Jeff all the
Instead
money
of
he
giving
wants.
the ESA $100,000, just give Jeff Keighley $5.
I mean, Jeff Keighley makes a lot of money off of the
Jeff
Game
Keighley
Awards.
makes a lot of money off the Game Awards.
Void saying, really have E3 take 3 weeks? Yeah. Although, if it ever becomes in person again, I'm not going to E3 for 3 weeks.
No,
It's just not
hell no.
happening.
Hell
It
no.
is not happening.
Hell nah.
I hate being there for 3 days. Like, I'm not going for
It's
3
exhausting,
weeks.
dude. It's a lot of work. Like, even just getting to see the things you want to see is a challenge.
By the time you learn where everything is, it's over. So it's not like going to a theme park you've been to
Yeah.
4 times.
And it's not like everybody's in the same place they were the year before. Sometimes, but not always.
It's so tough. Void, you can go to E3. One of these days.
E3's fun one time. Taking in all the lights and shows and everything.
It depends on why you're there. Because I will still stand, and I'm not going to say no one's having fun, but I don't think people who go as fans have the fun that we have.
Oh, heavens no.
Because, like, I mean, it's just like going to PAX. You're like, all right, well, what's the game I want to play today?
But see, I have fun at PAX.
Sure, but PAX is
But for
a
different reasons.
fan event.
Yeah.
You go there to hang out. You
Yeah.
go there. They have a bunch of free stuff going on all the time. E3 hasn't had that, and they tried to get more into it. EA
Yeah.
was doing their own free thing off of whatever's going on.
EA Play and whatnot.
Yeah, they're trying to do free things around the city, but it's not like PAX where they have like a giant place that is like, you know, there's stuff you can do everywhere. There's
Yeah.
panels and things. E3, I guess, has smaller panels, but again, there's not while you're there
Right.
because the announcements are happening somewhere else, which you also can't get into
Nope.
because those you have to have an invitation for.
Yep.
But like the lines seem worse at E3 because they're
Yeah.
smaller spaces. People don't have, or I guess maybe not smaller spaces, but I feel like there's more floor space to play with at PAX.
There's more floor space. There's more open floor space at PAX because there's not as many people crammed in on top of each other. PAX is still a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
PAX is a fuck ton of people.
It is.
But E3, you have much bigger, like, set pieces. Like, I mean, we were there for, what was that, Evolve?
Yeah.
Had that gigantic ass monster right when you walk through the South Hall doors. It was massive.
Every time. It's always
It
like
took
that.
up, like, 3 truckloads worth of space.
Yeah. Not to say that PAX doesn't do those things.
And then EA has an entire open booth with, like, a fucking APB cop car sitting there, lights on, sirens blaring, and there's nobody around it.
Yeah.
Like, every single thing is different. But then you go over to Nintendo, you can't walk.
You can't walk anywhere.
You can't walk
Because they're
anywhere.
usually trying to give out free pins or something, and everyone's like, I gotta get the free thing.
I
I'm
gotta
like,
get
that's
the thing.
$5 at the store over there.
Yeah.
Or you can just order it.
So
E3 has huge corporations present, namely Microsoft, Sony. Yeah, they do.
I mean, Sony has a presence at PAX most of the time. Microsoft generally doesn't. They have a booth.
Have in the
They have a
past.
booth with some games, but not like Sony. The first year I went to Sony, they had. Sorry, I forgot that was on there. It caught me
Cat
off guard.
That's from E3.
Yes, it is. They had the Last of Us booth set up to play The Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
And that booth was massive.
I
Was
feel
huge.
I
They
wanna
had
say, like,
48 stations set up.
half the time I've been to PAX, Microsoft has had a booth, but PlayStation and Nintendo usually seem to every time.
And Sony usually only focuses on like their big driving title that year.
Yeah, because it was Days Gone the last time we were there.
Right? It was
And
was
then-
it? Yeah, it was because
Yep.
they had the bear. They
You
had
got
the bear.
and you got the hoodie.
Yep, I got the hoodie.
Hey, you don't have to apologize. To
Don't
us
worry
for it.
about that. Play games, man. Play games, have fun.
Also, you can download the podcast later on Spotify and
That's
iTunes.
true.
And all, you know, he does
That's a
the
great
thing.
way to plug. That's a great way to plug, man. Look at that segue. Anyway, I think everybody should just do their own thing.
It
like,
worked. It worked just fine last year. It seemed.
They can cut deals on their own time. They can set up investor meetings, Zoom meetings. I mean, everybody's going to be doing investor meetings over Zoom anyway.
Yeah.
So they really don't even need to do E3 in a traditional sense,
No.
especially because PAX is the week before it this year. PAX East is the week before it.
Are they still trying to have a PAX?
I think so.
I think they have planned for one, but they're ready just to cancel it. If
They
have
might
to.
be on the verge of canceling it.
right.
But as it is tentatively scheduled, it's scheduled for the week before E3. Which, I mean, who's going to go to that? Because everything's going to get announced a week later at E3.
I mean, you go to it if you like the community aspect of it. If you're not afraid of dying to whatever the hell happens.
Yeah.
If you got friends that go to these things, if you're a cosplayer, sure.
We have friends that go to this thing.
Yeah, apparently. What I would say is the ESA should take this time to be like, okay, if the last 2 summers have shown us anything, people can operate with their big things without us.
Uh-huh.
So we need to take this time to really pivot to either a 80-20 fan event or split
to full.
or have a full industry thing and a full. We should have 2 events or something. I don't know. I think the E3 model's got to change, and I think it will change.
The
because of
E3
this.
model is definitely going to change, especially next summer if we're out of this COVID nonsense by then.
I agree with Lloyd. I don't think PAX is going to happen.
I don't think it will either, but I mean...
I mean, we're already canceling E3 out in June right now, so I guess not canceled, but they're just not having
They're
it.
doing an all-digital event.
Yeah,
So I don't see PAX being a thing for a while.
definitely not.
But, I mean, could be wrong.
Could be wrong. I mean,
Could be wrong.
I've only been wrong 1 or 2 times before.
Anyway, so that brings us into Summer Game Fest.
So Summer Games Fest is, and I guess the only bit here is it's only 1 month this year
Instead of the entire summer.
and I think that might be because
There was no organization to it last year.
people are more prepared for this year, what their event's going to look like, because they know they're not going to have a presence. Like, I mean, so many of those presentations last year were supposed to be at E3 and just weren't because it got canceled.
Well, and a lot of people were still thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll be out of this by then and they'll turn E3 back on.
Yeah.
And no, they didn't. Because they canceled E3 all the way back in like March.
Yeah, it was canceled either
Really early
tail end
on.
of March or beginning. I don't remember, but I remember when the tweets started happening and everyone's like, "Oh, E3 might be canceled."
Sony pulled out of PAX.
Yeah, then that's when a bunch of people pulled out of PAX because of it too,
Yeah.
and that's why I just don't. And that's why this month, the summer of Game Fest might be a better idea because Jeff might have his hand on the trigger here. It's like, okay, listen, these things aren't going to happen.
Yeah.
He's already announced that he's not part of this E3 either. To be fair, before E3 was canceled last year, he announced that he wasn't going to do it. I think that was un-COVID related.
Yeah. No, he pulled out before COVID was even a major
Big old deal.
thing.
So maybe if you're working with Jeff, Jeff's probably like, you get June 13th.
I mean,
You get
and
your
all the
15.
major developers and studios know if you want somebody to talk about your game, it's Jeff fucking Keighley.
Jeff, he is finding the way to do it.
He's an excellent marketer. He has built a brand over the past 20 years doing what he's done. And he's created like an award show, like a legit award show.
He's kept the award show alive too, because
it tanked there for a few years.
Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris, it was not a good year.
Well, they did the all digital one with Joe McHale, and everyone's like, "This sucks."
That was terrible. That was terrible.
You know, some people say I'm the next Jeff Keighley.
I'd say you're more the next Joe McHale.
Hey, that's fine too. I'll take Joe McHale.
Joe McHale's funny
Yeah, I like him.
at some point.
I like him on Community. Have you seen that show?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah, he's good at Community.
Great show.
Yeah, so I think they're more prepared for what this year is going to have in terms of events. Like last year, everything was just like, this is what's happening. We don't know what we're doing. Just bear with us. This year, they're like, this is what's happening. We got a handle on it. Here's what's going to go
We
down.
canceled our thing out 8 months in advance.
Yeah.
We know our plan. We have an idea. We've
Yep.
talked to Keighley.
Yeah. So I think this year I think Summer Games Fest will actually have an impact versus just, oh, hey, Nintendo's launching this treehouse tomorrow.
Let's all watch it on the Summer Game Fest Twitch account or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, but I mean, Jeff Keighley did interviews with the people.
No,
developers,
he
too.
did. He did a good job putting everything together. I mean, clearly everything was put together at the last minute. Like it was
Yeah,
not
I mean-
something that was created at the beginning of the year last year. It was just like, look, let's capitalize on what we can and make this a thing and just do what we can this year. And then next year, if we're still in this shit situation, we'll actually make it a real deal. And I think we'll see more stuff back to back this year in that month's time.
a more condensed schedule.
Yeah, instead of just, oh, this week we've got Microsoft talking about this.
We have events April through September.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god,
Damn it. So,
Void says to get a PAX at the PAX. Or
yeah,
at
the PAX Plague.
I've gotten sick at PAX plenty of times.
I've never been sick from PAX.
I've been sick going into PAX.
I got
Last
sick.
PAX we went to.
I got sick at PAX for reasons. Really sick.
I've seen you sick at a lot of events for reasons.
No. I only got sick twice.
At E3,
That wasn't E3.
we were at a Warhammer gaming party.
That wasn't E3.
That was
PAX.
E3. We were in California, bud.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, then I've only been sick once.
Yeah. That was E3.
The cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was E3 as fuck.
I thought that was
'Cause
PAX.
we've never met with Warhammer at PAX. Only at E3.
No, we met with them at PAX. That was the year you weren't there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got, William? You don't even,
Conventions are well-known pods of crud. You get the con crud. Yeah. I don't even bother watching Nintendo's
I'll
events
say this.
again.
Because of COVID and I've been staying inside so much, it's like the healthiest year I've ever had.
Fair.
You know,
My life hasn't changed too much because I go to work every day and I have to be there.
other people are disgusting.
I will agree with that statement.
Which don't bother watching Nintendo events. They've been so lame for as long as I can remember. I just wait for word of the mouth news after the fact and review if I'm interested. And so far, I haven't been.
That's fair.
There was a good, I mean, because I'm a big old Nintendo fan. There was a good stretch where like every direct Nintendo put out was awesome. It was awesome, and it was like the first year, like the year before, and the year like and a half after the Switch. I was like, oh, everything you guys are telling me is
Just give
it
it
to
to
me. This is all good. But now, yeah, right now they're doing a lot of because
COVID.
I think unfortunately it's because of COVID because they're having to push everything around. They're having a lot of those third party indie.
The little 20-minute, 30-minute.
Yeah, they're like,
Nintendo
here's
Directs.
third-party games coming to the Switch, and that's
Yeah.
because we don't know when our first-party games are coming out, but we already know these games are just ports, so they're coming out just fine.
Yeah.
Here's the 2K ones. Here's
Yeah.
whatever else the fuck it is.
Yep.
Oh man,
Waiting for the next Metroid game, but not holding my breath. We're all waiting for the next Metroid game, not holding our breath. Gage might be.
what's Nintendo's big title this year?
Whatever they talk about with Zelda, because Zelda's 25 years old this year.
So just their Zelda celebration,
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild 2.
maybe. Unlikely, but maybe.
I hope so, just for my fantasy critic.
I won't be shocked if we get like an HD remake of something for Switch.
Okay,
That's just me thinking outside the box here.
it'll probably be stupid Skyward Sword.
Oh God.
I mean,
You know what?
they just.
You know what? I
yeah.
really wouldn't be shocked if they do Skyward Sword, because everybody has been asking for a Skyward Sword port for the Wii U and the Switch. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's what they do. I'll be mad because Skyward Sword's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's a terrible game.
I bet it doesn't happen. Here's the thing. So they just did the Link's Awakening remake,
Yeah, and that chibi style art.
which is fun.
It's adorable as hell.
Do they put out another remake already?
I mean, that game didn't take long to make when you think about it.
I mean, it wasn't just like, oh, we port the assets over. They look totally different. Obviously, because one was on the fucking Game Boy.
It's not all green anymore. Why?
Why has it got full color spectrum?
I wouldn't mind seeing like Twilight Princess.
I'm telling. They just remade Twilight Princess.
Did they?
2016.
It was just an HD upgrade, wasn't it?
They remade it for, well, yeah, but I mean, there might have been a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, they did it for the Wii U with Amiibo support.
Sure.
I mean, they did.
I don't remember. I didn't have a Wii U, so I wasn't paying attention to Wii U titles.
What? You didn't have a Wii U?
No,
One
I
of the
didn't.
greatest dust collectors of our generation.
Dust Collector, exactly.
I bought that game and never played it.
Twilight Princess? I like Twilight Princess.
Never played it.
It's a great game.
There's a lot of old Zeldas I just can't, like, I like Breath of the Wild because I can do whatever the fuck I want when I want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other Zeldas are like, well, you didn't do this in the right order, so you don't have the right stuff. You're gonna die a lot.
Yeah.
Or like, you can't be here yet, but you are here, and you're not gonna find out that you're not supposed to be here until you just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it was like, fuck you, Zelda. But that's why I think they're just gonna give the Switch ports for Twilight Princess, Wind Waker. Give us a combo pack, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, not remade,
Just the HD ones they did out a couple years ago.
just the 64 ones.
Oh, like they did with Mario.
Yeah. And
I'll buy it
I'll buy it too
because
I fucking hate it.
I fucking love Ocarina of Time. Love it. It's my favorite Zelda. It's better than that Breath of the Wild garbage.
It is not. It is not.
Breath of the Wild is not garbage. Let me just make that clear. But I think that Ocarina of Time is better. I 100% believe that statement.
You can
100%.
believe it. But it's your time's over, old man. Let the new Zelda take over.
Let the new Zelda. It's the same Zelda.
Yeah.
It's literally the same Link.
So shut up about it. It's better.
It's not. It looks prettier.
You're goddamn right. It looks pretty. I don't fucking anyone that thinks Ocarina of Time looks better than Breath of the Wild should be smacked in the head.
They would be stupid.
Yeah. Like what the fuck are you looking at the right pictures?
I don't know. Anything else, Gage?
No, that's the podcast. Again, Twitch people, thank you for being here. We're going to hang out longer. We got another hour. We're going to play a video game. So stay and chats with us. Podcast people, thanks for listening here. Make sure you're subscribed on the podcast channels like Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music, and other places. Join us for the live show every once in a while, where we can talk to you, just like we talked to Void tonight.
And to close that out, Void's saying Immortals Phoenix Rising is a better Zelda game than Zelda. It's a good game.
I know the argument's possible, but I think you're wrong.
It has more personality.
It's got it's got more charm. It's got more person. That was the one thing
I would
I said about it. It's got more
I would
personality.
argue that it's got better characters.
Oh yeah, they actually have.
They're more fleshed out and developed.
Yeah, your main protagonist in Zelda
Doesn't ever
talk.
say. It hasn't talked in 25 years.
The other main
Hell,
protagonist.
hasn't talked in 30 years.
Yeah, the other main protagonist you have in Zelda that you rescue says 8 words of dialogue. The villain doesn't talk to you in Breath of the Wild. The other heroes,
Oh, that's right.
They're all-
Ganon doesn't say anything to you.
they're all dead.
At least in Ocarina of Time, he talked to you.
Yeah,
He addressed you as a threat.
didn't have a voiceover artist.
No.
The other champions are all dead, but then the people who take over for them, they aren't awesome. But whatever.
That's true. Say goodnight to the kids, Gage.
Good night, kids.